Alright guys, what is going on? Hey, welcome back to the channel. And if you guys seen this new episode of Boruto, it's 216. Holy shit, bro. Damn. Now, this is one of the episodes that gave me chills. Like, I literally felt chills go down my spine when I seen Bayron mode come out and he comes flying at Ishiki. Holy shit. That's the third time in the whole series that I have had chills. First time was when Momoshiki says to Boruto that his blue eyes will take everything away from him. Second time being when Team 7 fights Boro and you see Borushiki come out and he says you'll lose everything again. Manga only for that scene, unfortunately. And then third time being this episode when Bayron mode comes out. Holy shit. When Naruto comes flying in, bro, that sent shivers down my spine, man. That was crazy. Now, one thing I have noticed is that the opening has changed. Now, if you look carefully, all the figures have eyes now. You can see Sasuke's Rinnegan is there this time and it's bleeding, but you see the Rinnegan itself. You see Naruto's eyes as well. And they changed up the color a bit. It's a bit more glossy now. In this episode, we get to see Boruto use the high compression Rasengan. I haven't seen that since they fought Deepa. It's been a while. It's nice how they did that. The animation does go high and low. Some scenes were low, some scenes were high. The beginning was kind of low at first. You see a chibi Boruto, but then it changes every time they transition back and forth between Kawaki, Shikamaru, and them, and then it goes to Naruto, Sasuke, and Ishiki. The animation was pretty good when it comes to the scenes, especially the scene when Sasuke switches bodies with Boruto, and you see Ishiki just chilling there, and the animation's so top tier. Damn, the animation looks good. That's Shippuden type drawing animation. Now, one thing I want to point out here, and if you're a manga reader, you already know what happens in the next few chapters. Motto in this chapter says that he doesn't sweat as easily, but then he does sweat when Kawaki leaves or when he doesn't know Kawaki's whereabouts once he gets teleported into the other dimension. So that's how you know they're pointing out that this guy doesn't stress that much unless, you know, something's wrong where he doesn't know what's happening. So then in the preview, we get to see Bayron mode Naruto fight like Shippuden Naruto. The way he kicks Ishiki, it reminds me of the Shippuden days, like actual taijutsu fighting, but it looks like next episode's gonna be real hectic. The preview shows a lot. Sad day for Kurama, but damn. Anyways, this follows manga chapter 51 and 52. Now, there's a couple of things I want to point out between the difference between the manga chapter 51, 52 and the anime is that in chapter 51, there are people in the room with Kawaki and the rest of the gang. So with the model and them, there's people on the computer there. But in the anime, it doesn't look like anybody's in the room except Sumire, Amado, and Shikamaru. And then it's just a black room afterwards. So they changed that up from the manga. So in the manga, they don't know what happened to everybody. They just know everybody's chakra just disappeared. And they don't know that Boruto opened up a time-space portal for them to move into another dimension. In the manga, when Naruto fights Ishiki, he straight up uses his skills. He doesn't use his Kurama fist. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen the fist. It looks similar to Hinata's abilities. Anyways, you see Naruto use Kurama fist to fight Ishiki when his Rasengans disappear. Well, in the manga, it looks like Naruto just straight uses the Nine Tails hills to attack Ishiki. Now, there's another difference in the scenes here is with the cube part. When Ishiki uses the cubes the first time, Sasuke mentions that these cubes are something different than his shrinking ability. The anime doesn't mention that. Then when Sasuke fights Ishiki, Ishiki shrinks Sasuke's sword. So then Ishiki kicks Sasuke down and then he unshrinks Sasuke's sword and he goes to stab Sasuke with his own sword. That's when Boruto comes in, he jumps over Sasuke and then Ishiki stops the blade and then Boruto poofs and he disappears with Sasuke. I'm not sure if Boruto teleported or whatever it was. That's completely different than the anime. In the anime, you see Sasuke get flung and then Ishiki plans it out. You can see Boruto tries digging Sasuke out of the rocks, and when that happens, Sasuke looks to his left, Ishiki's standing there and he throws the rods at Boruto. And that is when Sasuke uses his Rinnegan and he swaps places with Boruto and he ends up getting stabbed by the rods and he saves Boruto. And then Ishiki's like, that's all according to my plan. So then Ishiki kicks Sasuke down and he uses that big ass cube to destroy Sasuke. That's when Boruto rushes in and uses the high compression Rasengan and tries blocking the cube, but the cube's too strong. So then Boruto is about to get crushed alongside Sasuke, and that is when Ishiki stops the transformation of the cube and he shrinks it back down. And then he resummons the cube. Now, like I said, there's something weird about the cube. They don't explain it in the anime. I don't know why they're not doing that. Ishiki's able to recall the cubes, and in the manga, Naruto says that the cubes block chakra sensing. Well, in the anime, it's not stated or anything like that. So this scene has been changed completely from the manga. Like I said, in the manga, it's when Sasuke is about to get stabbed by his own sword by Ishiki, is when Boruto jumps over. In the anime, he runs over and he uses the high compression Rasengan to deflect the box. Now, in my opinion, I do like both scenes. I like the way the anime portrays Boruto being there. Well, in the manga, it doesn't really show him doing much. But the thing I like about the manga is the fighting. Now, the fighting in the manga, they kept going at it. Even as we see in the panels, you see when Sasuke fights Ishiki, he takes his sword all that stuff is sick. They sure kept that in there, but they changed it out. But otherwise, I like the anime scene though. Now the part when Boruto says that he's gonna stab himself or whatever to kill himself, now this part has been changed from the manga as well. In the manga, he's on top of the cliff after he teleports Sasuke. Now I like that part where they're on top of the cliff and they actually look down on the enemy. The same thing when Madara did to the 5 nations. Same thing Sarada did to Boro. It looked more epic in a way. When Boruto stands on the edge with the kunai in his throat and he says that us Genin are legit. Now that part's been completely taken out of the anime. In the anime, it just shows that he was ready to kill himself since he entered the battle, but it doesn't say anything about the Leaf Genin being legit or anything like that, saying we are ninjas. The manga goes along the lines because every time something goes down, Boruto always says we are ninjas. Well, the anime doesn't seem to focus on that part, and I think that's a key characteristic of Boruto because every time he's in a major fight, he's like we are ninjas, or he's like I'm still a ninja, and etc. But in the anime, they changed it out here and there. You see that Ishiki says that he didn't know that Boro was beat by all of these guys, but in the anime, we find out that Ishiki found out that Boro was defeated, but we were told that back around episode 210s, so that's how you know there's a difference between the timeline between the anime and the manga. And in the manga, you see Kurama being more active and he tells Naruto what Ishiki's doing. Also in the manga, Naruto saves Boruto first and then goes Bayron mode. So he rushes in, he grabs Boruto, he's like, are you okay and stuff? And then he goes into Bayron mode. Now, I do like both scenes of the anime and manga. Now in the anime, I like how Naruto comes flying in. Like I said, that part sent chills down my spine. But in the manga, at this scene, Boruto does tell Naruto saying, you need to run away, he's gonna kill you. And Ishiki's like, you should take your son's advice. And then that's when Bayron mode comes out. Like I said, both scenes are pretty sick. I like the fighting style more of the manga. That's me, my opinion. In the anime, I like the way they executed this episode. It was pretty good. Now, the last thing I want to point out between the manga and the anime is when Naruto got killed by the stone. In the manga, you see Naruto kind of get crushed by the rocks, but he gets flung to the side. Like, he's just gone for the next couple of panels. But the part here that changed is when Kurama and Naruto talk to each other. So in the anime, Naruto is crushed by the boxes. It shows blood leaking down the cube. So that shows that Naruto is kind of dead. And you see the visual images around him are all red. That means Naruto did get crushed by the boxes and he is technically dead, but Kurama's keeping him alive. In the manga, you see Naruto is stuck between the 4 cubes and he's like, I can't sense anybody. The cubes are blocking my chakra sensing. So I noticed that difference. In the manga, Naruto is alive and well, but he got his ass whooped, but he's not like dead or anything. In the anime, it shows that he's completely dead. Like, he's just completely dead. So then that is when Kurama talks about going to Bayron mode, and that's when they fuse or whatever. In the anime, he kicks the cube off and he jumps over to Ishiki. Well, in the manga, he just runs over to Boruto first, saves him, and then goes Bayron mode. So that's the difference between the anime and the manga. But otherwise, I like this episode. I like how they executed it. Holy shit, this episode was sick. So I want to talk more about the stuff that was missing between the anime and manga. Fucking love this episode. I love the animation at certain scenes, especially when Sasuke looks to his left and you see Ishiki just standing there. Oh shit, that was hectic. Anyways, this is what I think. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. The Boruto manga is here. I already read the raw scans. Now waiting on the translated copy and be out tomorrow, and we'll make a video on that. So thanks for watching. Peace out.